qué bueno el Michael. Michael, you will be soon in the radio station or in a TV show.
Drumbeg Studio Podcast. Welcome to Drumbeg Studio Podcast with me, Michael Lumbey, and this week, you've guessed it, we have a Spanish theme running through our show. This week's show has been recorded from the south of Spain, and during my time there, I was able to chat to a couple of locals to find out what the music scene is like in this part of the world. But to kick off this show, we couldn't be any more Spanish. This is Iago Franco with Popo.
Now losers by making us flee. Never looking at the model rights, government machines is all they become. How can you say your country is free when the people are scared of our own police? And when it's them committing a crime, all you can do is stand back and watch. I don't wanna run, I don't wanna tear, I don't wanna go outside of something we can fear. I don't wanna run, I don't wanna tear, I don't wanna go outside of something we can fear. Why do I get so join? Why do I get so for feeding the poor? Is it really part of your job? Is it really what they protect us from? I find it rather subtle, the hypocrisy of either side.
There you go, that was Iago Franco with Popo. Iago is a profound musician and he can play almost any tool in the toolbox. Me and Iago got to know each other from both studying audio engineering here at Perth College, and I want to thank him greatly for giving me the chance to play that song on this show. He's currently out in Germany working with a band out there, and I want to wish him all the best of luck. Now it's time to find out the first of our special guests for this week. His name is Francisco, or also known as Kuro. Kuro, welcome to the show. I hope you're well.
Welcome, Michael. Thank you very much. I'm fine. Thank you.
Kuro is the manager of the Kids Club and Entertainment here in Doña Lola. We are in the south of Spain, a resort which is 75 kilometers from Malaga. One of the first questions I'm going to look to ask you today is looking at the music scene in this part. I'd like to ask you, the music that you hear in the Chiringuitos, the bars along the coastlines, is that typical Spanish music or is that more tourist side?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Michael. Well, I have to tell you, my friends, that during the last few years we have been having in Spain, in Europe in general, but in Spain in particular, a lot of immigrants from South America, and they bought from there what we call reggaeton. Mm-hmm. So there is a big influence of reggaeton music in all this Spanish scene music.
Bueno, great. What are the influences from Spanish music in general then?
Well, the Spanish music I like is full of flamenco, right? Flamenco, we can call it like new flamenco. I don't like deep flamenco like my father likes. Mm-hmm. I belongs to another generation in which the music is a combination of pop rock and this flamenco influence. Mm-hmm. We have several bands around and all of them are pretty good. I like all of them.
Circles round my mind. Though I seem to miss you every time. You've seen the darkness inside of me. It's all part of the man I need to be. Swim in the ocean of my dreams. The good and the bad, somewhere in between. The pictures of what I used to know. I'm calling your name, but will you show? Will you save my soul tonight? Will you chase me I can see the end before my eyes. Will you bring me back to life? Bring me back to life.
My God, wow, that was incredible. What do you think of that? Amazing. That was After Party with their recent single Silent Alarm. That song came out on the 22nd of March and it's only been out a month or so and is available on all digital media platforms. You can find it on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, you name it. These guys also did a debut music video for that song as well, which I would recommend you check it out. You can find that on their YouTube page as well. After Party, well, they are a rock pop band from Arbroath, and I can see these guys going very, very far in this industry. So I want to thank them very much for getting the chance to play that song on my show. Now we turn back to our special guest, our first special guest of this week, Kuro. So I would just like to ask you, looking at the radio scene here in Spain, in terms of the music, what are the local radio stations like around here?
Aye, Michael, that's a very good question, because that depends on the radio station you listen, right? We have radio station where they only play Spanish music, only Spanish music.
Okay.
We have other radio stations where you can see a mixture of Spanish music, English music, international music, obviously the popular reggaeton. Well, you know where we are. We are in the Costa del Sol, and there are a few local radio stations where they only play English music. Ha!
Interesting. So, you talked about the variety. In terms of how these are broken down into genres. Back home, we have classical radio stations, we have rock radio stations, we have pop radio stations. I mean, in terms of that, is there quite a variety around here, or is it more just very neutral?
Oh, no, man. We have a large variety of radio station. We have, for example, I don't know, Radio Nacional. It's like your BBC back in UK, where they play only classic music. Or we have Radio Olé, where they play lots of flamenco, new flamenco, right? Lots of Spanish music. Or you can play, I don't know, like Global Radio, which is an English radio station where they only play English music. So plenty of choice, Michael. Plenty of choice.
Definitely.
So, yeah, so that's all, Michael. I hope you you enjoy your time here in the south of Spain, and well, it has been a pleasure to have this mini interview with you. Thank you very much, mate.
Thanks very much.
Bye-bye. Adios.
Adios. There you go. Wasn't that incredible? An amazing chance to get to speak to Kuro, to find out what the music scene is like in the south of Spain. I thank him greatly for getting that done when I was out there. Next, we're going to speak to our second special guest, Amir, and to find out what the youth's perspective on the music scene is like in the south of Spain. Welcome back to Drumbeg Studio Podcast with me, Michael Lumbey, and this week we have a Spanish theme running through our show. We've been out in the south of Spain chatting to locals to find out what the music scene is like in this part of the world. My next special guest is local student Amir, and he is going to give us an insight as to what the youth's perspective on the music scene is like in this part of the world. Amir, welcome to the studio. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing fine, thanks.
It's good to have you here. So we're going to look at, as you're more of a youth person in this part of the world, I want to ask you what the younger's perspective on the music scene is like here in Spain.
Okay, let me tell you. I'm young, okay? I'm 24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't put the youth perspective on other people, because younger people here, like 15, 14 years old, they listen to the international trend right now. Is like Latin music mixed with some kind of trap, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The trap, the electronic rap,
Mm-hmm.
mixed with reggaeton Latin music is a trend nowadays. So there's no opinion, like an objective opinion about the youth, because everyone listens the same. You put the radio station
Mm-hmm.
and you listen just the same stuff over and over, and they're just making like musicians like some product came out of a factory.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just have a personal taste nowadays, because every kind of musician comes to the scene is the same that the one who left it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if you ask me, the personal taste I have is like old music. I don't
Mhm.
like the music they play nowadays on the radio. It's just kind of boring. That's the word. It's just boring.
That's fine. We'll be catching up with Amir later on in the show, but now it's time for more music. This is Katie and Lora with Little Girl.
Little girl, don't hold yourself back. Little girl, don't get caught in the trap of a broken mind. Oh, you're not that kind. Surrounded by love, just open your eyes. Don't you paint on all your smiles and your lies. You'll find your peace. Whoa, that blissful release. I'm here to guide you through your darkest storms. I'm here to hold you with my open arms. I'm here to save you, and I won't let you go. I'm here to love you, little girl.
There you go. A little treat for you guys today. That was Katie Fleming and Laura McLeod with Little Girl. Katie and Laura are an acoustic duo from Dunfermline. Their music is formed of a blend of two female vocalists, believe it or not, and they're accompanied by either piano or acoustic guitar. The music that these two girls write comes from the influences of two genres mainly. These are country and Scottish folk. Lora herself has an EP which she brought out about a month ago on the 30th of March called Evolve. You can find that on her Spotify page. So there you go, worth checking out. Katie and Lora, I think their music and their blend of vocals is incredible. Now it's time to get back chatting to our second special guest, local student Amir. Amir, I want to know, in the time that you've been living, how the genre of music has changed in this part of the world.
Yeah, I can know about that. I can have well, this is a subjective opinion, but I can really tell the difference, because when I was a kid, literally, when I was 5-6 years old in the year 2000, I could hear like really different music on the radio stations, difference that is played today. It's really different. So I can say music before, I don't wanna be like have an opinion through the Googles of nostalgia.
Definitely.
But I can say today, subjectively speaking, that the music was better before than today. Not in terms of, let's say, subjective opinion, but also in quality, because you can hear the music before, it was like more elaborated, the rhythms were more creative. Right now, they're just recycling the same songs over and over and over. It's just like doing the same, milking the cow, you know?
Yeah.
Getting the same rhythm till the people get sick of it, and then changing again, but slightly, so the people won't realize the difference. So I think music before was different. Well, before, like 19 years before. So yeah, that's the point. I think it's gone worse today.
And what sort of genres were kicking around at that sort of time?
Well, pop music, for example, that's the most clear example. Pop music, because it's the kind of music everybody hears on the radio stations. Pop music. Even the pop music has changed. We won't talk about rock music, Latin music, because that's definitely changed a lot. But even pop music, you can hear before like tunes with, you know, with sticky rhythm. You can dance about it, have some fun hearing it, you know. But today, music is kind of boring. I hear some tunes and they're like, don't know, listen to a factory. It's literally a factory. People like me making like noises about, don't know how to explain it, man. It's just a sensation. I just feel like it's boring, that's all.
Yeah, a bit repetitive, and it's not like there's any...
Yeah, it's not about being raw or less elaborated. It's about creativeness, you know?
Exactly.
It's not about, well, we just slap a bucket and make music about it. That will be even better than the music is played nowadays. So I think it's just the lack of, how you say that, to feel like you're making a risky move when you try to make some innovation. When you're trying to make something real, something new, you feel like you're risking a lot, because, don't know, it's about the money, no? If something works, something is productive, makes money, you just repeat it over and over. Doesn't matter about creativity or feelings or whatever, you just repeat the same thing over and over till it gets dry. That's it.
Well, that's fantastic. I have to say thanks very much for coming on the show.
Nah, thanks to you for inviting me.
You're most welcome. Thanks very much. There we go. A big thank you to not just Amir, but also Kuro for giving me the chance to chat to those guys whilst I was out in the south of Spain, and we found out what the music scene is like in that part of the world. Now, that's nearly it for this week, but before we go, we have one more song for you by a band called Ruvellas. These guys are an up-and-coming 5-piece band around the age of 17 from Dundee. They incorporate an experimental style taking influences from genres like indie rock and alternative rock. These guys are mostly influenced by popular bands like Oasis, Arctic Monkeys and the Beatles. Their goal is to revitalise the music scene and help others enjoy some familiar sounding songs whilst also keeping to an original and passionate style. Now they have a few gigs coming up in May that they want me to inform you about. On the 3rd of May they are playing the Church in Dundee. On the 4th of May they are playing Stirling, they're playing the Forside Festival. And then on the 11th of May they're playing in Glasgow at the Broadcast. So here we go. This is Ruvellas with Still the Same. Join me next time when I'll have music from Plasmas, Midnight Alleys, Novella and Stop the Rain, plus my next special guest. Until then, see you next time.